So I'm about to make a video that I think should have been made a long frickin' time ago. Obviously from the title you know what I'm talking about. Some people are just so stupid that like, I mean, I'm a freshman too. I'm totally a freshman too, but there are just things that you just have to, you just should know. Like, these are things that, I mean, you would assume people would just pick up already. You know, you would just, you know, try to camouflage yourself into the rest of the people, you know? You just, like, if that guy's not doing it, maybe I shouldn't either. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things you just, like, should pay attention to. But obviously people don't pay attention, and it's so annoying, and look, I'm just here to help. I'm just here to help you so that you don't look stupid. You don't look stupid. Here are some things that were cool in high school but are not in college. The first one is one that you would hope people would know, but I guess they don't. Don't cuss out your teachers. Don't cuss out your teachers. That's one of those things that like was so funny to watch in high school. You know how like when your friend would like cuss out the teacher, like, I'm not gonna do my homework. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You know they didn't do their homework, but like they're lying to the teacher saying that they did. I turned it in. I must have just not have put my name on it. Nah, 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 nah. You know, like that. But it was so funny to watch, and sometimes it's funny too. I mean, I've never done it, but like when people were to get into arguments, I thought it was so funny. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Like, I just thought it was so hilarious to see. In college, it is so not cool. Well, one, because we're actually paying for class now, meaning that we're actually paying our professors to tell us stuff. If you were to waste our time, you're just wasting my money. So you're wasting his time, thus wasting my money, and I don't like that. We don't like that, so don't mess around with your teachers. I mean, just show up to class and then just sit there. That's it. Don't raise your hand. Don't do nothing. You can take a nap. Honestly, they probably don't care. Your professors probably don't care. So go ahead, take a nap. Go ahead. Who cares? Who cares? I don't care. He probably doesn't care. As long as you just shut up and let him speak, then who cares? Who cares? Assuming your teacher shows up, of course. The second thing is that it's so annoying to hear you sing. I don't care. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Christina Aguilera. I don't care if you're Tupac. I could care less who you are. Don't sing in class. Don't sing in class. Don't sing on the bus. Don't sing anywhere. In high school, like, I hope you had one of these experiences in high school. That like when you were on a bus, like on a field trip or something like that, and you just like break down a song, like you're just like humming a song, like you're having like a pitch perfect moment or something like that. So I put my hands up to play my song, the butterflies fly away, nodding my head like yeah, moving my hips like yeah. I put my hands up to play my song, and I know I'm gonna be okay. You just start singing a song and then everybody joins you. Dude, those moments are so cool in high school. Dude, in college, that is so not cool. Like, I promise you, everyone's probably gonna stare at you because that's just weird. Like, you don't do that. Just don't sing. Like, sing at home, sing in the shower. Just don't sing in college. Just don't do it. You're not allowed. Unless you're like in choir class and not about to go to choir class. If you're in the actual class where you are when you're paying to sing, then okay, then you sing all you want in that room. And the second you get out, nobody wants to hear you because we all have our own crap to do. You know what I mean? People are studying in the hallways, they're studying in the quad. There's people doing things around campus, and the last thing they want to hear is your nappy voice. Okay? So just don't sing. Just don't sing, because I promise you people will stare and nobody's gonna want to be your friend. You don't want to be that guy who's just sitting alone like, so I put my hands up to play my song, the butterflies fly away, nodding my head like yeah, moving my hips like yeah. I put my hands up to play my song, butterflies fly away. And those two people go in and they start like making up their own parts, you know. Hands up, play my song, butterflies fly away, nodding my head like yeah, moving my hips like yeah. I put my hands up to play my song, the butterflies fly away, nodding my head like yeah, moving my hips like yeah, I put my hands up. It's so annoying. Don't do it. Hands up. Don't do it. Please. Don't do it. Okay, here's another thing too. In high school, it was okay to be the guy who was friends with everyone. Like, that was never a bad thing. Like, to be friends with everyone. But the problem with that in college is that there's so many people that it's impossible for you to even try to be friends with everyone, you know what I mean? So don't be that guy who like wants to be friends with everyone. Because in high school, like, it was easy to be friends with everyone. Or at least to be on good standing with everyone. Because you all went to the same high school, you had to see each other every day because, I mean, no matter how big your high school was, I mean, it's still smaller than a college, you know what I mean? So, and on top of that too, you're most likely going to end up being in the same classes as these people. So just don't be friends with everyone. One, because that's really annoying. The people who tend to want to be friends with everyone are usually like really happy and annoying. You know what I mean? You know, those type of people. Don't be that guy. Nobody wants to be friends with him because in high school, or in college anyway, it's just different. Like, you can't be friends with everyone. Like, in college it's almost the opposite, and then in high school you wanted to be completely open and friends with everyone and things like that, you know? But in college it's almost the exact opposite. Like, because there's so many people, you want to be totally different. And if that means you're not friends with everyone because you found a clique or something like that, then cool, then go for it. If you're that guy who's in like 10 different clubs, in a fraternity, and then writes for the newspaper, but it's also in the orchestra, dude, you're doing too much, and then you're doing too much. And you're not gonna end up making any real friends because you have too many acquaintances. Just don't. Like, pick a crew, and then just stick with them. Just stick with the crew, and that's it. Just pick a nice sized crew, and just stick with them. I mean, you don't have to, I mean, like, if you want, you can pick a crew like the Student Government Association or something like that. You know, that's a big group, but it's still like small. You know what I mean? And that student government could end up being like your high school, and that you can be friends with the cliques within that clique. You know what I mean? But don't try to stretch yourself too thin. Like, that's one thing that's really annoying. Like, when you're talking to people and like you're like constantly on the phone with people and you're like, oh, I'm trying to be friends with him and him and him and her and she and they and everyone, and that's so annoying. That's so annoying. So like, pick a couple of friends and just stick with them, because you don't need 1,000 friends in college. You really don't. You really don't. But I'm not saying to not have any acquaintances. Like, you definitely want to meet everyone in your classes. You know, you definitely want to have at least their phone numbers. Let's say you forgot your homework or something like that, or you skipped class and you don't know what's going on. Then it's important to have an acquaintance, but don't be best friends with everybody like you were in high school. That's a waste of your time, one, because half the time, people at college have no time for you anyway, that we're all too busy for friends, or we're too poor for friends too, to be honest. So there's really no point. So don't stretch yourself too thin when it comes to people. Just pick a nice sized crew and you'll be fine. This one's a little weird too. It's not cool in college to study. If you had bad grades and your friends didn't have bad grades, then chances are like you weren't cool because you had bad grades. I mean, sure, you can make that work for you in high school. Like, yeah, I suck at school. I'm gonna quit. But then at the same time, like, if you quit high school, then you're not really in high school, so you don't really count. But it was cool in high school to study. Like, to have good grades in high school, like, that's impressive in high school. That's something that you talk about. Oh, what did you get on that test? Dude, I got 100. Oh, I got a 40. Oh. It's definitely different in college, because in college, like, there's so many kids in your classes that, dude, honestly, nobody cares what your grades are. Not even your professors care. Like, to be honest with you, if you have a C and you're doing okay and you're not planning on transferring or anything, then you're gonna be just fine. You know, as long as you're not getting like D's and F's. To have bad enough grades to like lose scholarships or lose financial aid, like, that's totally not cool in college. But it's totally acceptable to have a C in a class. Like, nobody cares if you have a B, nobody cares if you have an A. As long as you're passing the class, who cares, man? Nobody cares in college. Like, and that's something you're gonna end up learning real quick. Nobody really cares. Okay, like, another thing that was cool in high school that wasn't cool in college, SpongeBob backpacks. You know what I mean? Like, those little plastic ones you get at Walmart for like $4. Those were so cool in high school. Like, if you didn't have one, you weren't cool, because all the cool kids had, you know, the super swag. They had the hat on, they had, You know, they had the SpongeBob hat, they had the SpongeBob backpack. They rocked out. They rocked out. And that was something that was cool in high school. But in college, if you're seen with any of that stuff, like, you're like pushing your limits, man. You really are. You're pushing your limits. It's just another one of those weird things that just doesn't translate well back to college. Like, you could be a freshman. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When you're in college, like, there's almost a new standard. So yeah, I mean, like, ditch the Power Ranger t-shirt. You know, ditch the, you know, the Dora the Explorer backpack that everybody thought was so hilarious and awesome in high school. They were like, oh, you have a plastic SpongeBob backpack from Walmart. Cool. And you had like matching shoes and everything, and you put on the hipster glasses and stuff like that. Like, okay, you're already overdoing it, and like, that's trying too hard to be different. If you're trying to be different, then like, grow out your hair or something, like get dreads, like that's something cool that's different, you know? In college, you're definitely supposed to be like your own person and be different, but like SpongeBob and Power Rangers just aren't the way to go. I hope you liked this video. I'm Anthony Michael, it's Post Meridian, and you just watched AM and the PM.